We are fucked. And there we have it. Liz Truss is the new Prime Minister. It came down between Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak, and the Conservatives voted in favour of Liz Truss, which was predicted for the last 2 weeks. But let's be honest, no matter who we ended up with from the Conservative Party, at least two was put up for, who's going to be the next Prime Minister, no matter who we had, we were fucked. And some people will probably debate in the comments if this video does, depending on how well this video does. Obviously, I know no matter what political party you are, whether you're a socialist or a Tory, whether you're Labour, Liz Truss, at least for me, isn't the most ideal person to be basically running this country. And I'll tell you where she will be running it, into the fucking ground. Because again, we are fucked. And I think it's very clear for the majority of people, she has a clear disdain, or she does not like poor people. She claims they don't work hard enough when there's people in this country having to work 2 jobs, which I'm sure, as we can all agree, is pretty hard. Let's be real. She's Margaret Thatcher 2.0. She's the B-Tech Margaret Thatcher. And quickly, just to divert from what this video is actually about, I've got to call out Boris Johnson. Him fucking off, even though it's been, he got voted out of no confidence, he wasn't going to be Prime Minister soon. The fact he fucked off and just didn't do anything to help this living crisis that is going on, that's going to affect millions of people. Not people like him, because he's already got a lot of money, but people like us, is disgusting. There's millions. There's going to be people going homeless. People are going to have to choose between eating this winter or freezing this winter. Honestly, that shouldn't be how it is. Now, I'm not blaming every Tory person or every Conservative person, because I feel like it's not fair to generalise people. It's not right. You shouldn't generalise anybody about anything, apart from when it comes to, I don't know, paedophiles and shit like Mini-Lod. But that's kind of different. But let's see if she can keep her promises of laying out a plan of what's going to happen with this living crisis in less than a week or within a week of becoming Prime Minister, and see if she actually keeps her promises, unlike certain individuals that we won't name Boris Johnson. And you might be wondering why I'm so enthusiastic about Liz Truss becoming Prime Minister. That's because she's so smart, isn't she? I mean, she waffles on about cheese during the press conferences when it was leading up to see who the Conservatives were voting for on becoming Prime Minister between Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss. But not only does she waffle on about cheese, she also wants to abolish the rights of workers, same with Rishi Sunak. So basically, workers can't withdraw their work. Basically, they will making it nearly impossible for any kind of protests. They basically want to silence people when they get backlash on their actions that affect this country. I mean, look what happened during COVID. They were having parties while we were all at home suffering, not being able to see family and friends and people in hospitals, probably, who might have died from COVID. Yes, obviously Liz Truss wasn't running the country then, but she simps and kisses the arse of Boris Johnson. And obviously me talking about all these issues with the train strikes, Royal Mail going on strikes, all these kinds of workers going on strike. That's their right. Like it or not, it should be their right. Now, obviously, people are going to have different opinions. It is obviously affecting things, but at the same time, something needs to happen because these workers deserve a pay rise. They haven't had a pay rise in years. The only people that have had a pay rise is the Tories, the fucking already people are definitely earning enough. Now, I'm not saying those people can't have a pay rise, but when they're the only ones getting a pay rise because of privilege, yes, that's an issue. People have been working their ass off for this country to keep it stable, to keep it running, and the Tories have just kept digging a hole and put us in it and then fucked us. I don't care what anybody says, you can't argue with me on this. Now, they might have done a few good things here and there. I think the one thing I will give Boris Johnson and the Tories, I think they have done well when dealing with Ukraine. Our country has definitely been one of the biggest supporters of Ukraine, and I think that still needs to happen. It should do. Russia is a shitter for doing that. But they've done so much other shit, it doesn't take away from the fact of what they've done. And Liz Truss is another example of what's going to happen to this country. The country, as I've said, like, however many times during this video, the country and we, the poor people especially, rich people probably not, but they probably get something, but the poor people in this country are fucked. We have a high, all-time high homeless rate. There's already people losing jobs. Like, I'm so sick of hearing that poor people don't look for jobs as well. People have been, I'm not going to say who, obviously, because of private shit, but I will leave this in the video if they obviously are fine with it. I'll check on them. Anyway, my friend, who I won't mention, but has been looking for a job for quite a while now. And I've seen him quite a bit. And he applies for a lot of jobs, because I'm there with him sometimes when he applies. Anyway, he applies for quite a few jobs, but most of them won't even give him a chance. I don't know why. I'm not blaming the companies. They'll probably hire someone more who they believe who's more thingy. But how are we supposed to get a job if they don't give us opportunities, or if they won't even give us a chance for an interview or something? And honestly, the Tories, Liz Truss is fucked this country. I've said that again, sorry. Not sorry, actually, go fuck yourselves. And let's be honest, I honestly feel like Liz Truss is gonna abolish the rights of workers to do all this. Legit, Mike Lynch, I don't know if you know who Mike Lynch, he's the one who's basically kind of in charge of the picket line or the train strike going on right now. And honestly, Mike Lynch is what the politicians of this country should be. Honest and just trying to help what's in the best interest of the people. Now, I know some people aren't going to like that I compared, Mike Lynch, but I don't care. Mike Lynch is cool. I like him. I love him. Honestly, I just want this country to go back to how it kind of used to be, where we could afford more things. The prices of food have gone skyrocket. It's going to skyrocket to 18%, I believe. Gas prices are going to keep going up. Honestly, it's going to be people like me, poor people, lower class people, people who live in small flats, who live in different council estates, who live on universal credit, people who, are just lower class in general. Obviously, I don't have some of these things. I still owe my parents, but they're going to be the ones affected the most. And the fact that the Tories basically don't give a shit. We were promised all this stuff from the Tories for years, and we've just gotten... They've kept no promises. Okay, you can't argue with that. They said Brexit wasn't going to be an issue. It's an issue now. The food and everything has gone up, or it's going to go up even more. Prices of, obviously, energy bills and stuff has gone up. Liz Truss is honestly one of the is going to be one of the worst catastrophes. I can't even speak, sorry. One of the worst things that's ever going to happen to this country. Again, it feels like we're going back into like the 90s, or obviously I wasn't alive back then, but we're going back into the 90s or 80s, where basic human fucking rights weren't even a thing. And they even want to take away basic human rights. People should be allowed to protest, even though I might not agree with some of the protests sometimes. Like those people that were blocking traffic and stuff, I think you shouldn't be running on the traffic, but anyway, that's different. Honestly, Liz Truss is going to fuck this country. The Tories have already fucked us enough. Yeah, basically, we're fucked. That's been Joseph the World. Make sure to like and subscribe, I guess. Hopefully we can hit 1 million subscribers by the end of today. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Liz Trust. Hopefully you do well. Hopefully. But yeah, go fuck yourself. We're fucked.